Talk Podcast. We right back at you, man. It's me, your boy B. To my left, we got Lucky Lefty, and
What
to
up,
my
what up,
right,
what up, what up, what
we
up?
got KDL.
What up, Doe?
What's up? We back at you, man. But first off, we had a question from one of our loyal listeners, man. They asked, was this scripted, what we do? No, it is not scripted. This right here is how we get down in the smoke shops. You might find us out at HPC, Tobacco Leaf, all the Habanos, or Rojos, Eduardo's. That's our home spot. Come check us out. This is how we get down in the shop, man. We just talking off the cuff, sports, life, everything. So
I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth tonight.
Right, we about to get into it, y'all. So what's up, what's up? You know what's going on, NFL. A lot of things going on in NFL outside the Super Bowl. Most current thing is your man from KC getting traded. Is Kirk Cousins done? What does this say? Lefty, let me hear from you.
Man, I was shocked. I was completely shocked. But at the same time, it's the Redskins, so I shouldn't be shocked. I'm just looking at it from this perspective. Alex Smith is 34 years old. Alex Smith is 34 years old. Kirk Cousins is still in his 20s, 27, something like that. And when I heard the contract situation, 4 years, all I know is it's 71 million guaranteed. That's all that's important in the NFL. 71 million guaranteed. They have franchise tag Kirk Cousins for the last 2 years. You all could not come up with some type of contract, and it wasn't his fault that you all weren't reaching, your potential. Actually, he was the reason they were even as far as they were.
It wouldn't be relevant without
Kirk Cousins, man, really did his thing. They drafted him. I think he deserved a contract. He deserved to be there. He proved he was a valuable star in the league. Somebody gonna pay him, but then to trade him for I'm not saying Alex Smith a bum, but I'm saying at 34 years old, he hasn't won anything. Him and KC, first round, whatever it is. I don't really understand the move. I'm trying to figure it out.
Now, Kev, I want to ask you that Giants fan, man. So, does this put the heat on the Giants, man? Because this is one of y'all biggest competitors, bro.
No.
So tell me how you feel as a Giants fan, man.
As a Giants fan, it doesn't put the heat on the Giants because either they're going to make a decision to keep Eli for 1, maybe 2 more years, or they're going to go young, either way. It's a new offensive coordinator, so we don't have to go out and make the big splash at quarterback. We simply don't have to do that. We have enough weapons that if we get a serviceable quarterback along with an offensive line, the Giants will be fine. We don't have to match quarterback for quarterback. The Redskins ain't won nothing in years. We won recently that this is not a competition.
It's all about the Eagles right now.
So, let me tell y'all why Kirk Cousins got traded. And the writing was really on the wall. Well, he didn't get traded, they just got rid of him. They simply think Alex Smith was a better player than him. $70 million is a lot of dough for a 34-year-old dude.
They think Alex Smith better?
They do. Come on, let's think about it. But here's the writing on the wall.
I need to be a GM.
Pierre, and Kirk Cousins can't be mad. He's gotten paid. He's gotten paid. He's gotten paid. So Kirk Cousins really can't be mad. But here's the thing: they got rid of Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon, and Santana Moss. Didn't Santana Moss used to play there?
Yeah.
All 3 of them gone, right?
Who does he throw to?
But okay, so can I ask you this, Ken, before you finish? I don't mean to cut you off, but so what the fuck are they doing? Is it a rebuild? Is it what is it? It's a 34-year-old quarterback. You could have traded up and drafted a quarterback. Like what is it if they got rid of all these?
You don't go on age no more, man. You're taking care of your body, bro. Man.
Alex Smith is more mobile.
Man.
Really?
Now let me ask you
get broke off.
Everybody ain't Brady.
Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think, would y'all say, from y'all perspective, do you think Alex Smith is more mobile than Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins has had great years in Washington. Washington should be proud of him.
Without a doubt.
Is he more mobile than Kirk Cousins?
He can get outside the pocket. He can keep a play alive.
Okay.
So, yes.
So, he's more mobile. I don't think he can throw better than Kirk Cousins myself. Now, I don't think he can throw better than Kirk Cousins. But he's more mobile. He can, like you said, he can get outside the pocket. Maybe they can make more plays. They were never paying Kirk Cousins because they would have did it if they were going to do it. So, they let Kirk Cousins ride. It's not really a bad trade. It's not really a bad trade. All my people in KC though. If this guy doesn't pan out, bad move on Kansas City.
Hold on. Now,
Alex Smith didn't deserve that.
This is what I wanted to go to. Now, everybody talking about Washington. Now, is this a precursor to give the young boy the reins in Kansas City?
Yeah, easily.
I say
That's exactly what they did. They
I
don't
say
bring in
it
no
is.
other quarterback. It's dude show.
But even though KC just lost Matt Nagy, Andy Reid is known for getting the best out of quarterbacks. So if you got a young quarterback and you got a coach who's known for grooming him and making him, a serviceable NFL quarterback, I think it's the right situation. And they were about to come to a point where they have to pay Alex Smith again.
But you still have 1 year left.
I mean, yes, you did have a year left, but obviously they used a first-round pick on Mahomes. They felt good about him. Mm-hmm. And everything he showed in preseason, even that last game, when they rested Alex Smith, showed that this kid could be special and Andy Reid can do something with him. So it's the right move. My problem with the Washington thing, hold on, before you finish, my problem with the Washington thing was this. Maybe you didn't want to pay Kirk Cousins. I get that. But Alex Smith, a 4-year deal at $71 million guaranteed.
The NFL makes money, man.
That's crazy for somebody who ain't never won nothing, though, man.
And they can.
And it's at the end of his career.
Cut him in 2 years. So that you know how the NFL is. They can give you all that money. They
cut him in 2 years, $35 million a year.
They can either cut him in 2 years, or they can ask him to take a pay cut. If the next 2 years don't pan out.
At $35 million a year, you gonna cut him?
Do you remember when they gave? Let me give you a perfect example. This is the NFL. Do you remember when they gave Flacco all that money right after he won the Super Bowl?
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But within the next 1 to 2 years, they said, "Hey man, we need some of that back. We got to build a team. We got to get more part." So that's what they're doing. So he might not get 71 million. What they'll do is they'll ask him to take a pay cut if it's not working out.
The 71 is guaranteed. That ain't the contract. The
He
71 is
have to
guaranteed.
restructure his contract, and they may say restructure the contract because they want to bring in this receiver, so you got somebody to throw to that.
And what age they do that?
Keep in mind, when he's in Kansas City, they brought that young, dynamic offense, Andy Reid style, and we saw Alex Smith in a whole nother light. I think he got paid off of this year. Yes,
he balled out this
he's
year.
He's had a nice career. He has a nice record in the NFL, but this year he opened up the offensive playbook. He was slinging that ball, he was getting outside of the pocket, he was keeping plays. So this year is what got him paid.
He balled out this year.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. He didn't deserve to all of a sudden get shipped out of town for a rookie that hasn't really played. You are back-to-back AFC West Division champions. So you have a squad, KC. So you're turning it over basically to a rookie. That guy played 1 game. Okay. Now he got full reign.
Okay, hold on. So some of it is the fact that KC is salary cap strapped. They freed up $17 million by moving him, which made sense, right? Let's go with, this is football. He's 34 years old. He's probably reached his ceiling. He's not going to get any better than what he is. And still, all in all, he has only won like a playoff game or two. Like his record, I get his regular season record, but he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He wasn't even the starter when they went to the Super Bowl. He was backing up Kaepernick in San Fran. All I'm saying is right, I understand that, but all I'm saying is what.
He decided not to change quarterback. He's having an awesome year.
I understand that. But we also think back to about 2 years ago when no receiver on KC even caught a touchdown for the whole damn year. Alex Smith is not worth 71. My problem is the 71 mil guarantee for the 4 year. I think it's 90-some million, but 71 is guaranteed. That's a lot. Football is about guaranteed money. 70. You saying cut him after 2 years? That means you're gonna give him $35 million a year?
Well, Dan Snyder.
Alex Smith.
Dan Snyder is an idiot though. So you got to keep this in mind, man. Dan Snyder is an idiot. Dan Snyder gave what's the big dude that ain't in the league no more? Gave all that money to Albert Hainsworth. This is Dan Snyder we're talking about. Yeah. He does that. This is just like the Knicks giving people money. They do that in Washington, so it shouldn't be shocking.
And he's also the same one that gave up 4-5 draft picks for RG3 and he was gone in 3 years.
Now you feel it. This is Dan Snyder. So 71 million. They do.
All right.
It was shocking. That was a shocking trade.
All right. Let's touch on Super Bowl. First off, I do want to give a shout out to my man that lets us come to the Roman Castle. My man Rome.
Yes, sir.
Man, if you don't know
Shout out
him, you
to
need to know
Rome.
him. You know what I mean?
Much
We got a
love.
lot of love for him, man.
Cigar vet.
Yes.
Cigar vet.
Yes,
for real.
he's been in the game 30 years. You hear? Dirty 30. So we gonna go on next to the thing that we've been hearing in the smoke shops, man. This is a lot of people saying this is a boring Super Bowl because there's no storylines. You know, Wentz got hurt, so that would have been like the changing of the guard. They could have rolled with that from Wentz to Brady. So, KDL, how do you feel about this Super Bowl, man?
I agree with you on the boring tip. There really is no, the kind of grumblings they got, is Gronk gonna play, is Brady hand okay? They're both gonna play. The most intriguing thing is Philadelphia about to get their first ring, or is Tom Brady and Belichick about to get their sixth? That's really the most compelling thing that you look for. And anything can happen, man, because Philly could have beat New England the last time they played them, to be honest with you. They could have beat them. Terrell Owens balled out on a broken leg when he was supposed to play, if y'all remember. They could have beat them. But New England, if you notice, and I don't know if you guys noticed this in the Super Bowl, New England always plays close games. It comes down in the third and fourth quarter to one, maybe two possible penalties or big plays or whatever, and New England takes the lead and they end up winning the game. It happens every Super Bowl. So if this game is close, I don't think it'll be a blowout because Philadelphia got defense. If this game is close and Philly makes the right play at the right time, and let's say all of a sudden it doesn't go New England's way, like it always does in the Super Bowl, Philly has a chance, man, because they have a defense. Now, I'm not personally rooting for them because I'm a Giants fan.
That sounds like you're saying they're doing
But
some strange things for some change.
No, I'm just saying that
Right place,
if
the
New
right
England
time.
New England never blows out a Super Bowl. It's always one, maybe two plays in the third and fourth quarter. If y'all look back on New England,
I'm gonna say
it's always
about,
some type of play. Somebody either fumbles, it's a pass interference.
It don't matter,
Pick
man.
one.
This whole
I'm
thing.
telling you, man.
This
This
whole
game is
thing-
close, man.
This is one of the most boringest Super Bowl weeks ever. The 2 weeks, the hype hasn't been there because it's not a lot of star power, number one. I mean, let's face it, we all agree already that even if Brady loses, he's still the GOAT as far as NFL quarterbacks.
Was it a lot of
It's really
was it
nothing.
really hyped up?
Well, but
The Super Bowl didn't kick off until
but at least
it went down
last
30.
year-
No, it was hype because Atlanta had the offense.
right, and at least last year he broke the record. He got his 5th ring. So it had a little more star power to it. And then at the time, Matt Ryan was the NFL was MVP.
And they was rolling.
Now I will say this: if Carson Wentz would not have gotten hurt, it's probably a better storyline because now we're saying this is Brady passing the torch to the new young blood. We know Nick Foles is not going to be the starting quarterback for the Eagles next year. It's not a lot of star power. Alshon Jeffries.
Man already?
I'm just saying. Wentz is the
That's
quarterback.
ridiculous.
Okay, so what if Foles wins?
Wentz is still the quarterback.
He's Trent different.
He's the quarterback next year. It's still, I mean.
He immediately goes into a backup role
Well,
and wins the Super Bowl.
Okay, no, because there's some teams who need a quarterback.
If Wentz is healthy in training camp.
So you're saying if he win, he's out?
Wait, no, well, yeah, definitely, because Wentz is the guy. They lock him to win.
Yeah, Wentz that dude.
But here's the thing. If I'm talking about the hype lead up to the Super Bowl, it's no storyline. At least when Seattle was in it, you had the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
It's no storyline, and I'm not a Patriots fan at all. I'm not going to bet against them. But I do feel like the NFL fandom overall is tired of seeing New England in the damn Super Bowl.
What about all
They're tired.
the cheating and all? I saw a GIF out on social media where they had Belichick dressed up as a groundskeeper and he was hard at work.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. What's the storyline behind all this? New England is cheating. No matter what happens, New England cheated. The refs cheated for them. You hear that all the time.
I guarantee there's
cheat. Is this because of the Deflategate, or is this just?
Well, they have cheated. These are facts. So anybody making this up. But listen, I guarantee you, there's gonna be a controversial call. that's gonna go the Patriots' way. It just always does, man. It's gonna be a passing or a phantom passing. It's gonna be something that goes the Patriots' way. More than likely in the second half, right? Let's say third, beginning of the fourth quarter. And we're gonna be like, oh man, here we go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I'm watching the Super Bowl to drink, eat chicken wings, and smoke cigars. That's all I'm watching it for. I could care less what else going on in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's just as a personal NFL fan, and I'm a big-time NFL fan. But this is not the Super Bowl I wanted to see. I thought Minnesota would have been more interesting because Minnesota's at home. Minnesota would have been playing at home for the first time.
They was out of their league, man.
Everything else
Minnesota was out of their league this year.
Let's ask the obvious
Good luck to both teams.
Let's ask the obvious question. This Philadelphia team has a chance to beat this New England Patriots.
Yeah, it's one game. You always got a chance.
Let's be real.
It's one game. You always got a chance.
It's not a shooting.
It's all you got to have is an off game.
It's not a shooting.
Nick Foles might come out there with 400 yards. We don't know what's going to happen. It's one and done. I mean, it's one game.
That's true.
Brady could have an off game. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, and whatever. NBA.
You heard it here. Humidor Podcast, baby.
Hey, leave in the comments where you watching the game at. You might ride down on you.
You never know. We show up in full gear. That brand. Humidor
And have some chicken wings you ready for it.
And we smoke.
Have your sticks and your drink ready, man.
Ready.
All right, man. So, unanimously, I think this panel right here, everybody is pretty much not betting against the Patriots. But anything can happen any given Sunday. So we'll see what's going to happen, and then we'll talk about it next show. So now we're going to go on to the NBA, man. Biggest thing in the NBA right now is Blake Griffin getting the hook. He is now a Detroit Piston. KDL, I'm going to let you fly with this one, man. Let's go.
This is the same guy that they just 6 months ago gave $171 million. When they signed him, for those of you that remember, they gave him a fake retirement jersey ceremony. Told him he was a Clipper for life. 6 months later, this dude is gone. See ya.
I forgot.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all what really happened, man. This is real talk. When Jerry West came to the Clippers as an advisor,
that's where I was going with it.
If you notice, there's no more Jamal Crawford. There's no more J.J. Redick. There's no more. Well, Doc Rivers got rid of Blessing, but there's what's his name? Mboué, what's his name? I can't think of his name. He was killing for the Clippers. Played defense. Anyway, he's gone. Chris Paul turned down $200 million to go play elsewhere, to play on a one-year deal. He's about to be a free agent. The walls start crumbling on Lob City. And they got the deal they thought. I thought they'd get a little more for Blake Griffin, but they got the deal they thought was going to get them younger and more athletic or whatever. So they let Blake Griffin ride. A star, the last star hanging on. Because DeAndre Jordan is gone too. Lou Williams floats around. That's what he do. So they're breaking up Lob City. And he wasn't going to win anyway. Jerry West came in, took Doc Rivers' power. It was a signal at the end of Lob City. And I'm going to tell you when it was really the signal. When they were up 3-1 on Houston and up 20 in the last game they were up and lost in the second half without even going to overtime.
Okay.
That was the end of Lob City right there.
So
the ball started rolling.
Lefty, are they going into a total rebuild, or are they just about to go back to the underachieving, know-nothing Clippers of the old?
It's nowhere to it, or it's when you trade someone you just signed for 5 years and $170+ million, that was pretty much the face of the franchise after you got rid of Chris Paul, was the face of the franchise. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just says rebuild, but it also says a lot about Jerry West. He's came in, he's turned over a few franchises, Memphis, Golden State. People forget he was the catalyst of that Golden State turnaround. Yeah. He was in their front office. He did it with the LA. Like, he's really, like, Jerry West knows what he's doing. And something in Jerry West, he saw that team and said they're not going to win anything. Never. They're not going anywhere.
They're just coming out of money.
You're just shelling out money. And it don't make sense. And the fact that you're in there with the Lakers, you're not going to get the big name free agent over the Lakers. So it made total sense.
So
Sense.
you're saying this is a calculated move,
Yes.
like Jerry West, and this is not just to go back to underachieving Clippers with a great uniform, great logo that's still gonna make money and sales.
Well, let me say this. I think it was a great move by Detroit too, because they're trying to get a new stadium, and they really don't have a face of the franchise. They don't have a seat filler.
Yeah.
If nothing else,
They're losing ticket sales this year.
right, but
And a lot of it was business.
if
Right.
nothing else,
You're right.
Blake gonna give you exciting. He gonna give you some dunks, some
Well, you got
exciting
two high flyers.
plays.
So about 60 games.
Reggie Jackson, you got some pieces there where you could be a decent team and
Maybe
challenge for
7 seed East.
yeah, you
Yeah.
know, between
They'll
9
make
and
the
7.
playoffs.
Between 9 and 7.
Yeah, they'll make the playoffs.
That still says garbage.
They'll, you know what? They'll make the playoffs. They can do the high and low. They can do the high and low. I like Ish Smith, by the way, man. They can do the and Stanley Johnson, but they can do the high and low with Blake at the top, lobbing it to Drummond and all that. Sort of like Blake and DeAndre. They can do that. Problem is they don't have a point guard. That's Chris Paul. They'll make it in the Eastern. They'll make the playoffs. Now look at the Clippers, y'all. Look at the Clippers. Check this out. Look at the Clippers. The Clippers. They're going to do what the Chicago Bulls did. They're not going to go all the way to the bottom. Then they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to stay competitive to fill seats so that you can still get, because it's LA. You can't go rock bottom in LA because you know. So they'll have Tobias Jackson, Tobias, whatever his name is. Tobias Harris, which is a good player. They still got Lou Williams on the roster, and now they bring Avery Bradley, who I thought should have never got traded from Boston anyway. I'm kind of happy he got out of the trade. But think about it. They got Gallinari. If Patrick Beverly comes back, they're a mediocre team in the West, right? They're not going to win anything.
No, they're garbage.
But they're not. Think about it. They're in NBA hell.
Okay, so
they're not rock bottom draft, and then they're not playoffs. So they're going to be
2 questions
to bring people in.
2 questions.
Fake competitive, you know what I mean?
2 questions. Y'all can ping pong this, tennis match it. 2 questions. 1, Doc Rivers, does he survive?
Nope.
That's easy.
No. He'll finish out the year though. He'll finish out the year.
Okay.
Might be a head coaching job for Vaz East.
I think he's going back to TNT, quite as kept. But and they're not going to fire him. They're going to respect him and say mutual part ways.
Right.
We got a spot for you in Maywood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love you, Doc. It ain't your fault, man.
All right, man. Y'all wrong for that. Okay.
You're going back to TNT.
Second question.
Go Pirates.
Where does DeAndre Jordan land? Does he land in Cleveland or does he land in Milwaukee?
Please let me take this. Please let me take this because now I can go on. I can touch a little bit on my Cavs because honestly, the Cavs need to do it. I don't understand why they are so hell bent on not giving up that Brooklyn pick when you're talking about the difference in keeping LeBron James in Cleveland and losing him. There is no one there, but look. You make his decision a little harder if you're at least competitive with Golden State. So let's just say, for instance, let's just say they get to the finals. listen up. Let's just say they get to the finals and they go maybe 4-2, they lose. It's gonna be harder for him to go to a team like your Lakers, where they ain't gonna even make the goddamn finals for the next few years. Compared to a team that's a few years away.
I already told y'all from
the Cavs, they become a contender, dog.
The Cavs have the pieces where they can get Lou Williams and DeAndre Jordan, and at least they'll be back dominant in the East.
Right.
That's why. But I think DeAndre going to end up in Milwaukee. They got the pieces.
Jabari
come back Friday, matter of fact.
I hope he ends up in Milwaukee because he'll make them better. Now I don't know who Milwaukee has to give up, by the way, to get him. Because Clippers gonna ask for something. But you gotta prove he's healthy. You can't just trade him and come back. You gotta at least put him on
back is Friday.
So I really want to see who Milwaukee gives up. I would love for him to go to Milwaukee. Cleveland right now is a disaster. Let's stop this, man. DeAndre Jordan going to Cleveland is not gonna put them over the top because now you just lost Kevin Love. The locker room is shattered. It's a disaster. This is not Cleveland's year. As a matter of fact, I'll go out on a limb and say Cleveland ain't going to the finals.
But what if they get DeAndre and Lou Williams? Because they got enough to get both.
They never do that.
I'm just saying.
You know why you never do that? Because Cleveland
Cleveland
is not going to give that coveted draft pick up because they hold it on to it.
You
Because
gotta
they know
unask
LeBron is leaving.
You got to
So they're not coming off that. They're not coming off that.
But can I ask you this? Is that smart though?
Yeah.
If I got a chance to keep one of the greatest players to ever play the game,
You can't trust LeBron. LeBron is
and wait, but I understand that. But if I got a chance, they already blew it. You know, they had a disastrous summer with not getting Paul George and all this.
Yep.
If you got
Well,
a
that's when they
chance,
fired the GM.
if you, the only way you make
Probably
the decision for LeBron to leave harder is to put a championship caliber. They may not be Golden State because Golden State's a whole different juggernaut. And no matter where he goes, there's still, other than Houston, maybe San Antonio, you're still gonna struggle beating Golden State.
Agreed.
You're gonna struggle beating Golden State.
But
So why not at least make it to the finals? And maybe somebody gets hurt. Maybe like last time, somebody gets suspended. And that gets you there.
It changes the game.
That changes it. I'm
But-
saying,
but
you gotta
if
do what you gotta do to keep LeBron.
here's business wise, and this is I don't even like Dan Gilbert, but check it.
He's an asshole.
If I come to you and ask you, LeBron, will you commit? At least give me 1 year, right? You can't commit to 1 year, let alone 2 that I ask you. Then I gotta be business smart to know I can't go back in the cellar when you leave again. So I gotta keep this pick, business wise. I gotta keep this pick because you're probably gonna leave. All signs are pointing to you leaving. So I gotta keep this business-wise pick. I can't just go all in again.
You go back
because I've got you everything you ever wanted.
You go back in the cellar.
And I paid all your boys who are garbage, by the way.
If LeBron leaves, you're back in the cellar regardless.
I know that. That's why I gotta keep this pick. Business.
How we get down in the cigar
pick
shop.
ain't gonna change.
It ain't gonna change it, but I might be able to swing this pick and get a second tier free agent when LeBron leaves because I've already lost Kyrie.
Please leave your comments.
So
we want to hear what you.
So I gotta keep this
Trae
pick.
Young.
So I gotta keep this pick business
We gonna get
wise.
Trae Young.
I gotta keep this pick business wise. I can't go all in again, LeBron, because I went all in and I paid everybody you wanted and your boys, and you still gonna leave.
So
I can't go in again business wise.
You gonna get Jimmer for that 2.0?
Hey man, I'm just saying, man, this is business at the end of the day. Dan Gilbert, hey, he's done everything. I don't like him. He's done everything LeBron has asked.
I want to take a pause and I want you to listen to what he just called Trae Young. Trae Young, hey, you balling out, but my man Lefty, I want you to repeat what you just said.
Jimmer for that 2.0. He's gonna be the greatest player China ever seen.
Come on, man.
So
he ain't gonna make it. Don't disrespect that man.
Hey, only in the Roman Council you gonna get this.
Because he got curly hair. Why you disrespecting that man? That man is balling out, man.
You're not gonna get this nowhere else.
I like light skinned people, but he just ain't gonna be that great in the league. I'm just saying he ain't gonna be that great in the league.
All right,
not that quick. He can't get his shot off. No, he's not.
He can get his shot off.
Jimmer for that.
Now, if you triple team him, he can't get his shot off, and he turns the ball over at an alarming rate, by the way. But
I'm gonna buy you a Trae Young jersey.
He gonna be good, man. I ain't gonna disrespect him, man. Come on, man.
In 5 years,
Trae Young, you balling out, boy. Keep it up.
Sell it for $2.
Stop turning the ball over, though.
We kind of switching it up, talking about Trae Young. He doing his thing, man. He dropping an average of like 30-something points a game, man. But he's gonna have to get stronger for the league, man. Because he is not that big. So you know the bigger guards are going to put him on the block. Can he sustain and play?
He's a freshman. What do y'all want, man?
Jimmer.
Hey, once you step on that court with men, you gotta play.
Jimmer.
He'll be all right.
All right, man. So now we about to go to our favorite segment, What's on Your Mind? And my man Lucky Lefty been chomping at the bit, man. We talked about some things before the show started, man. And I'm gonna just let him just go wild on y'all, man. Hit him off.
I'm gonna do this real quick, because I'm gonna tell y'all I went somewhere where a lot of people don't want to go with it. So we've been wondering why Kevin Durant been kind of wilding out. Most texts in the league, he up there. This was the same guy when he won MVP in OKC. Thanking his mom, we loved him. He became one of the favorites in the NBA as far as his personality. He's a real chill type guy. I personally feel like he is feeling the pressure and off of his decision that he made by going to Golden State and playing with Golden State. So here's the reason why. First of all, he got his title. He got his championship. Yes, he did. But deep down, he has to feel like it's not that respected. Even though he won the Finals MVP, he feel like he outplayed LeBron. He even said it himself. He feel like he's the best player in the world. He should be up there with LeBron. He comes into this year and can't even get the most votes as a Western Conference All-Star over his teammate.
It's not more popular.
And the conversation was just had is, can they win without Durant or can they win without Curry? Golden State has won without Durant. They've never won without Curry. So therefore, it's kind of an asterisk on his championship. So my prediction, with my what's on your mind, when it's time for KD to opt out after next year, he is leaving Golden State.
Whoa.
He's either going back to OKC or he's going to go home to Washington to play with Wall and Beal and get his championship and get his respect. The reason he pissed off and he getting this angry man on because he don't feel respected. He not getting his calls. He not getting that franchise.
You say he leaving Golden State?
Hey, look, he's not getting that NBA I'm the man calls, and that's what's pissing him off. He don't feel respected. He won't get the respect until he leave Golden State and win one without him. That's what's on my mind.
Wow.
Salute. Holla.
That's some bold.
That's
bold talk right there.
That's some bold talk.
They gonna
man.
leave?
So check it out. What's on my mind is the NBA currently. There's a lot of fans. There are a lot of social media, like in the sports group that we are involved in. We got the Humidor Shop Talk Sports Group. We also Born the Ball. We got people that are in these social media that think that they are the end all and be all, know everything about basketball. And man, it has been working my fucking nerves. You understand this, man? Because
tell them why you mad, son.
We all play ball on this panel. There's a lot of people that's in the group that play ball. So please, when you are in these social media groups talking sports with us, everybody else, man, respect. Put some respect on it, man. We all have played the game, man. We played some football, basketball, baseball, man. And when we talking, going back and forth, man, don't think that you are better than anybody else when we talking in these sports, man. Everybody has played this game. Everybody has done everything. Myself, I played the game. I've coached. I've done all that. So I know the game pretty well. So don't come at me or any of my partners unless you did your damn homework, man. You heard that? Smokefellas brand, baby.
Why you mad,
this
son?
is how we get down. That's what's on my mind. KDL, hit them off, man. What you got?
What's on my mind, we touched on it earlier, is the demise of Lob City. Now, I remember when the Los Angeles, everybody know I'm a Laker fan. And I remember the last championship we won was 2010. And then Lob City was kind of created. And they were blowing out the Lakers. The Lakers went to rock bottom. And they were blowing out the Lakers. And they were going to be the next big thing in LA. Look what we have in 2018. Your guys, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick. We done had Caron Butler. We done had them come through the Clippers. And it was the next Lob City. And they never won a championship. They never won a Pacific Division title. There are more LA Sparks banners in the Staples Center than there are Clippers banners.
Damn.
Doc Rivers came in and had the nerve during Clippers games to cover up Laker banners. Because he didn't want to see the Lakers. It was all about the Clippers. It was a new beginning. Billy Crystal, everybody. Again, here we are in 2018. Lob City is over. DeAndre Jordan is the last one holding on, and in the next week, he'll be gone. So, I challenge Doc Rivers to, before the next Clipper game, right after they trade DeAndre Jordan, get that black stuff off the Lakers banners. Because you ain't never get one. There are more Sparks and LA hockey banners than they are Clipper banners. The Kings and the Sparks got more than the Clippers. Because Lob City never made it.
They didn't get a conference championship.
They got what? Did they get a
Tell them why you mad, son.
They probably got a conference championship. They got one, maybe two in the Pacific Division.
Damn,
they don't hang that in the Staples Center.
Yeah.
There are championships in the Staples Center. Ones that never was won by Lob City. I love you, Doc. I got respect for you. I got respect for the players, to be honest. I don't hate the players. But Lob City was created and it was done. They stepped on the Lakers when the Lakers was down like they was going to be the next book. They used to blow out the Lakers, as a matter of fact. It all amounted to nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Jerry West came in and crumbled it over the last year. Got rid of everybody. Hey, Loud City, holla.
All right, man.
That is another podcast by Humidor Shop Talk and Smoke Fellas, the brand.